All right. Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekah, Kodash. A double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. This your brother from the GMS Denver camp, and we also got the brother from the brother Gar from the AZ camp over here with us today, and doing the sit down all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And what we're going to go into today, man, is the order that us men have to walk in. We have to embody what the Most High set up as the order for man. You see, as a man in this truth, there's an order that we have to walk in. You have to walk with a backbone. You have to put your foot down. You can't go with the rudiments of this world on how they tell you a man is supposed to be. You see that weak ass, dumbed down, pushover type of Jake. Happy wife, happy life, this and that. You know what I'm saying? That's not the spirit that the Most High has commanded us to be in. The Most High has commanded us to be men. You see? And with that responsibility that comes great authority, man. You see, and that's what we're supposed to do. The spirit we're supposed to be moving in as men. So we're gonna get this order, and this is directed towards you women who proclaim to you just in that Western mind frame, thinking that you can do what a man can do. They thinking that you're on equal terms with a man, and that's not the case. And this is the thing, man. When all hell is breaking loose, when it starts to go down, you women better get in the proper order, man. You see, because we're not dealing with that BS, man, and we don't have to. You see, and that's what we've been commanded and told by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So let's get the order real quick, y'all.
1 Corinthians, I'm going to read verse 1 and then I'll jump down to 3. It says, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach, which is, telling the church in Corinthians to be a follower of him as he follows Yahushua. Verse 3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man.
Oh, my bad, go ahead.
And the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh.
And that's the order that the Most High set up. It's the Most High, Yahushua, the man, and then the woman. This is the order, man. You see? And when you're in your order, whatever position you're in, you cannot override the order that's over you. And this is what this is the spirit that you women are walking in. Because Esau's told you or give you this bullshit, feminism, told you that you're equal with men, so forth and so on. It all goes back to the serpent's doctrine in the garden. You see, just a complete state of chaos and disorder when it comes to how men and women are supposed to interact with each other, man. You see, the man is your head. The man is your leader. The man is who you follow, not the other way around. And this is what's been set up in Esau's society, man. Where the women, these women are leading in the masculine spirit, and you got you males following them in the feminine spirit, man. That's not how the Most High set it up. You see? Once again, you got Jake walking around in the earth miserable to my happy wife, happy life. No, man, that's not what it is. The woman was put here for your sakes, man, not the other way around. She was put here to be a helpmeet unto you.
Right.
You see? That was it, y'all?
I got verse 8.
All right.
It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
See that? The man wasn't created to be a helpmeet to a woman or be taking orders from a woman. Somebody get that as well. You should not usurp authority of a man. You see? That's off, man. And when you come into this truth, this is the spirit that you have to walk in as a man. You see? Your woman doesn't dictate to you, man. Your woman doesn't control what you do. You see? That's not the order you're supposed to be in. And this is what you Israelites have to come into. Because you're coming out of the world, you're coming into this truth, and you're trying to bring that weak ass simp spirit with you. And that's not what the Most High is not dealing with that, man. The Most High is looking for men. You see? Point blank, period. You got more on that, y'all?
No, go ahead.
So with that being said, you men, you Israelite men, you weren't created to be bowing down to no damn woman, man. She was created to bow down to you. You are her God. You see, and a lot of women don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth of the matter. And like we keep saying it. And if you women refuse to get in that order, when all hell is breaking loose, when it's really going down, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get left behind, man. Because we're not putting up with the shit. We don't give a damn how pretty you are. We don't care how good your box is. You see? That shit doesn't matter to us, man. If you're not coming in order and being in your order as a feminine woman, you're gonna get left, man. We're not dealing with no hard, masculine ass bitches, man. Point blank, period. You see? Because we're being molded into the men that the Most High need us to be. You see? What you want?
It's the 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12.
Yep.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
And that's what it is. Oh, go ahead.
But to be in silence.
To be in silence, man. And they hate to hear it. Because here in this society up on the Esau, they've been told to do otherwise, man. This is why you have no order in your homes. You see, because the order that the Most High established has been thrown out of the window. The woman is supposed to be in silence. She ain't supposed to be trying, let me see your phone. Where you going? Where you been? Who you talking to? You see? Trying to usurp authority over a man. You can't go out tonight. You can't do this tonight. You can't do that. You see? That's off, man. That is a no-go for an Israelite, man. You're not supposed to be in that fucking spirit, man. Nah, I can't tonight, man. I gotta, my woman ain't going for it. My woman ain't going for it. No, that's not what it is. Oh, you hear Jake be wanting something. I need to run it by my wife first. You need to run it by your wife first.
That's out of order.
Yeah. You see, she usurping authority over her. That's not the position the Most High created her to be in, man. You see? That's off. Yeah, more on that.
Yeah, just want to make a point real quick. Now, you can consider, a wife can add, useful input.
Yeah.
But she don't make the rules in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's out of order. The man is the head of the woman.
That's right.
As you said.
You know what I'm saying? You can ask what her opinion is. But when it's all said and done, the final decision is made by who? The head of the house, which is the man. You see? They also say what? Learn in silence. Be quiet. Running your damn mouth all the time, trying to overtalk a man. You see? Trying to make your point. Nah, man, be quiet. These are things that you women need to learn as well, man. How to be quiet and be obedient to your husbands. Because it's gonna be required of you when it's going down out here. Man, we ain't gonna be out here. Well, I think we should go this way. I don't want to go that way. You know what? Take your ass over there by yourself then. Because that's what it's gonna be. Why are we doing this? Nah. You follow my lead, man. You see? And this is the spirit that you may need to walk in, or you're gonna die following behind these damn women, man. And we're gonna see a lot of it. We're gonna see a lot of simps out here get put to death behind these women out here. You see? It's gonna happen. Yes, no.
Yeah, I think the brother was quoting the second 1 Timothy. He
Okay.
already brought it out.
Don't you?
All right. So I'm gonna hit first of all Genesis chapter 3 and Salakia.
You might think like no, man, we're not mad. We're mad at the disorder because we're righteous men. We want everything to be in order how the Most High set it up because we know that's the proper way things should be. You see? And we know when everything is in the order that the Most High set up, it flows naturally, how the Most High intended it to. You see that? And when you do anything outside of the Most High order, what the Most High set up, it causes confusion, it causes sorrow, causes misery, causes pain. You see? And this is what we're tired of, man. We know that the way Esau set it up, it doesn't work. But the things the Most High told us, man, that's how it's supposed to be. And us men who follow Yahweh Shai, we're moving in this spirit. And if you don't get on board with our program, you see, you are going to be left. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Khan, if I could say, the Most High, the Lord gave us examples in the scriptures when women went out of order, they were dealt with, they were punished. You know, the couple that come to mind, Miriam, when she was talking shit about Moses, you know, the
Yep.
Most High took away her melanin, you know, cursed her with leprosy, and then not to mention, what was her name, Michal, which
Yep.
was King David's
Right.
wife. She was out of order. You know, she was mad when he was dancing after he was celebrating when we got the Ark of the Covenant back.
Yep.
And the Lord closed her womb. Why? Because both those women was out of order.
Out of order.
So that,
So, because you women might say, well, you're trying to be controlling this, that, and the other. Look, man, this is how it's supposed to be. All this freedom that you've been given here in this Western modern world is not how it's supposed to be, according to the scriptures. Because with your liberty, all you do is destroy yourself. You women need someone to rule over you and to guide you on the way you need to go. Because you're like children, man. You have no guidance. You don't know what to do. This is why a lot of you women have 2 and 3, 4 baby daddies, man. You see?
Hey,
The decision you make are not fucking smart. What's up, girl?
I was gonna say, look what their so-called liberty has brought them, man. You know, back
Exactly.
in the 50s, they even had a better case because all they had to do was, they had to tend to the house and take care of what they had at the situation in which their curse was originally what, man, childbirth.
Yep.
And the man's curse was what, to have to work and suffer working day in and day out, man. And now they're having to do the same thing, which is why you have all these OnlyFans and all these different scenarios for them to try to get money, man.
Over much liberty.
But anyway, that's all I was saying.
That's leaving too, because if you notice, a lot of the videos of women, they're upset because the men are getting passports and going to other countries, getting married, brides, you know.
You know why? Because those women over there on the eastern side of the world, they're in order. You see? They're still in their feminine state as the Most High intended them to be, man. That's why you see brothers going to the Philippines and Thailand, Japan. You see? All that. You know why? Because those women are in their natural feminine state as the Most High intended them to be, man. Being a obedient, submissive, quiet woman is not a bad thing, as Esau's told you, man. Now you women out here all brash, trying to fight men. You see? It's madness, man.
So this Genesis 3:16, and the main point is going to be at the end of this verse is that unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply that sorrow in thy conception.
And this is why you women have those birth pains, man. You see those labor pains. You see, because you're disobedient, man. You see? You got it.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Yep, and that's what it is. They want to rule over us, but that's not how the Most High set it up. We're supposed to rule over you women. Point blank, period. It's either you follow the man's lead, or you are left. You see? Point blank, period.
Okay. So 1 Corinthians chapter 14, and I will start at verse 33. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not the author of confusion, but of peace in all the churches of the saints.
Yep, the Most High is not the author of confusion. And that's all we see up on the Esau, man, is confusion. You see? Confusion is everywhere around us, man. That's why, once again, your house, this is why you have so many fucking, especially amongst our people, man, so many single mother households, man, because you women are out of order and the men don't want to deal with it. You running your mother's man to work 8, 9, 10, 12 hours to come home and have you nagging to death. You see? He don't want to hear that shit. You see? Because you want to control him. As if he's your property. No. Don't it tell you that when a man get of a wife, he get of what? A possession. You belong to your husband, man. not the other way around. So this man has the liberty, the God-given right. That's the Most High blessing with to do whatever he wants to do in righteousness, man. You see?
Verse
Yeah,
34.
I heard on the radio the other day, a dude was putting out a message and asking for he was calling it a brusman, where he was looking for basically a man to live with, like a roommate, but to share all the bills with and to take care of. He's like, I won't go through your phone. He's like, I won't, because they're getting tired of Eve, man.
God.
Mhm.
What you got?
So verse 34, let your women keep silent in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak.
All in the church, some of your pastors and preachers, man. That's not your lot to do. That's the lot of a man. The man is the spiritual head of the house, man. You see? He's the pillar of faith in the house. Not you women. Everything you do is completely out of order because you've been completely brainwashed by Esau and his wickedness, man.
But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And that law is going back to the verse we read in Genesis 3:16.
Because that's the lot that you women are supposed to be in, the spirit of obedience. And they hate when you say that word, obedience. I ain't no damn dog. Well, according to the scriptures, a shameless woman shall be called as what? A dog. Yeah? And the majority of you women here in this modern society in the West are shameless women. So you are dogs, bitches. You see? Point blank period.
Yeah.
What you holding, Shabbat?
I got you had mentioned women need to be guided, and that's true because Apostle Gabar, he made a statement one time and it stuck with me. He said women need to be protected from themselves because they destroy themselves because of the because the way this place has built them up, so they're in the wrong mindset and they literally will destroy themselves without the guidance of a man, right? And so I got Ecclesiasticus 26:14. A silent and allowing woman is a gift from Yahweh, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Meaning she needs to be instructed by her husband, and he needs to set set the order right. That's what our men need to learn to do in this truth. That's what we do. We set order. It's a different mindset, different way of going about these relationships.
And the thing is, that hasn't been instilled in our men because they're raised in single mother households, and the mother's telling you, you treat that woman like a queen, you treat her like a prince, you worship the ground she walk on. She is, once again, happy wife, happy life, this, that, and the other. Nah, man. Nah. Let me get one real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. You see? And this is how you're supposed to be even with your woman, man. You don't let your woman just, like some of these simps out here, man, let their woman just go outside with anything on, man. Woman be outside, cut off tights on, camel toe showing, titties poking out, and you wonder why you fighting every goddamn week because your woman is abusing herself with over much liberty and you refuse to put your damn foot down. Because what? You scared you don't get pussy away from her.
And then in the meanwhile, she get a false sense of pride because all these men giving her attention because, like you say, her camel toes hanging out, and they, these women get this false sense of pride with all the attention they get, which your women's supposed to be covered up, man.
Yep, dressing modestly, man. And if you men will put your foot down and man let your nuts hang, man, tell you what you think you going with that on? Take that shit off. And if she don't want to do what you told her to do, get rid of her ass, man.
Bro, look at these like now that we're understanding this truth and understanding the order. When you're out in the streets, you be getting vexed because you'll see a couple, you'll see a dude with a woman and his woman is almost naked, and he's thinking he's got doing something, he think he got something good, but it's just really just a path to destruction, And it's just out of order. Like you say, a simp. Only a simp would let his woman walk around with her titties hanging out, with her camel toes showing, When you become a man and you learn this truth, that stuff ain't gonna fly no more,
Yeah, no. You want to say something? Don't make a point.
Yeah, that leads to adultery as well, man.
Yep.
Destruction. Huh.
Y'all holding over there, y'all?
Go ahead, Yoko.
First Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 11. Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. For Adam was formed first, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor. Yet she will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith and love and holiness with self-control.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what it is, man. Adam was made first, then the woman. And Adam wasn't the transgression, it was Eve. And
God.
Adam didn't let his nut hang, went off and followed Eve, and here we are. Catching hell in Babylon, man. You know?
Because in reality, you should have, like you said, put her out or in that time killed her. It says, even if your brother comes to tell you, let's go serve another God, you're supposed to start killing him right there
Yep.
on the spot. You know, we don't do that in these times in our oppression, but you have the opportunity to put her out of your life if she's misbehaving.
You can't do that today because the women, they call the police, you know,
Killing them.
and then the police will come, and that's all they need, an excuse to shoot you or something, you know?
Khan, they be using Esau's system.
Yep.
Right.
If you want to get guard, brother, you got his hand up, and then I'll get what I got.
What you got, go?
I got a couple things, man, but yeah, I mean, you know, like you're saying, you know, it goes all the way back to even Esau, man, that old power couple, and how, you know, the woman was destroyed, which then, you know, really leads to the household being destroyed, man, because it takes that order out of the household structure that, you know, you brothers are going into at the beginning of the lesson, man. The Heavenly Father set it up a particular way. Esau removed a component of that way, and it caused the whole system to lead to a state where we're being brought up in broken households, man.
Yep.
You see? But you know, it all goes back to the curses, man. This is Hosea 4:14. It says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that doeth not understand shall fall. So, you know, we got led into this case as you know, part of the curses, man, which has led to the point where these women have been given that liberty through Esau being in power to destroy themselves, man. So now you got them running around and, like you brothers are saying, you know, just doing the most out. By the time they're ready to settle down and have a husband, you know, they've had, you know, three like, you know, over 30 men on them, you know.
Yeah.
Still wearing white, representing them to be you know, being clean, being pure and what have you. You know, so just totally destroyed and upside down. But I got this Isaiah 32 and 9. Now that this time of grace is ending up, you know, we're approaching this time, man. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. So because of the condition of the world, you know, that they've been led into, they've been put in that place of ease, man, thinking it's okay to do these things, even though according to our, you know, the order that we've been given, it's not, man. I mean, it breeds disease. I was doing some research, and if a woman has more than one partner, it could cause a disease that you know, where it smells like rotting fish down there, man. And that's just from her having one other partner, man. But you know, verse 10, it says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And then you got one more quick one. It's Romans 7:3. It says, so then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is freed from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. So just proving that point that, you know, if you go from, you know, one man to the next, though you had, you know, some issues or whatever the case was, Esau gave you that liberty, man. The wages of that is still death.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got it, brother.
This is Genesis 3:16. It says in the KJV, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desires shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now I'm gonna get the NLT.
Con.
It says, then he said to the woman, and this is the Lord speaking to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you.
That's right.
And
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
I was just gonna get, because that happened in Genesis in the Garden of Eden when the serpent, deceived Eve, and then she gave it to her husband. But I was gonna grab this piece from the Antiquity of the Jews, the works of Flavius, which the Apostle Tahar was going into. This is in chapter 1, page 36, in section 5. It says, at that time, the serpent, which we know is Esau, but he had color, which then lived together with Adam and his wife, showed an envious disposition at his supposal of their living happily and in obedience to the commands of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, and imagining that when they disobeyed them, they will fall into calamities. He persuaded the woman out of a malicious intent to taste of the tree of knowledge, telling them that in that time and that in that tree was the knowledge of good and evil, which knowledge, when they should obtain, they would lead a happy life, which is that deception. Nay, a life not inferior to that of a God, by which means he overcame the woman. So the woman, she wants to be a man, in her mind.
Yup.
It says, and persuaded her to despise the command of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai.
And
Now when she, go ahead, brother.
and they're still in that same spirit to this day, man. They hate you women as much as you cry Jesus Christ and all this other BS. You hate the God of the Bible, man. You hate order. You hate the God of the Bible. You hate the true Messiah. You hate your men. You see? Because what? You hate to be told what to do. You just want to be out here just gathering abroad doing whatever, and it's leading to your destroying yourself, man. You had this whole Brittany Renner talking about the other day. She feel disgusted by all these dudes she done laid down with, but nah. If your ass was somewhere in order, doing what you're supposed to be doing as a woman, you don't have to worry about that you're feeling right now because you know it's wrong. And all these hoes now, they love to say, "Oh, body count doesn't matter." When they say that, they're just trying to justify themselves being ran through because they know it matters. You see, that's why they don't like being brought up. It's a stain upon them, man. It brings shame to them. You see, and the reason you want to because you just want to hop from dick to dick because like you said, bro, they're envious of men. They're envious that we can go have multiple women, and they like what? Why we can't do that? You do it. Why can't we do it? Because we're not the same. You see? It's our God-given right, especially as Israelite men, to have multiple women. That's a privilege that you women don't have. And that's just how the Most High set it up. And this is Almighty, man.
You always bring up that point, about if a one man is with like 10 women, he can, everything. You know who the dad is if he pops all of them. But if the roles are switched, it's a chaos, the woman's not going to know who the man is, knocked her up. She's sleeping with 10 men,
Yep.
And even going back to that thing earlier, man, if a woman has got another partner, more than one partner, then, that breeds forth disease, man. Men don't get that disease. Men do not get that disease. That's why, what is adultery, man? Adultery is when
you take on another man's wife,
lays with a woman who's betrothed, man.
Yep.
It don't happen the other way around. You see?
Mm-hmm.
I got a little more of this. I'm gonna jump to page 37. It says, they thought they were happier than they were before, as they had discovered what they were in want of. But when Yahweh came into the garden, Adam, who was wont before to come and converse with him, being conscious of his wicked behavior, went out of the way. This behavior surprised Yahweh, and he asked, what was the cause of this, his procedure? and why he that before delighted in that conversation did now fly from it. And how many brothers do we see come to the camp and then eventually their wives is what pulled them out? You know, and that's what happened. That's what he's explaining with Adam and Eve. See, it says, Yahweh said, I had before determined you about you both, how you might lead a happy life without any affliction and care and vexation of soul, and that all these which might contribute to your enjoyment and pleasure should grow up by my providence of their own accord without your own labor and painstaking, which state of labor and painstaking would soon bring an old age and death. And that's why what happened in the Garden of Eden, we died. Because Adam listened to his wife Eve, and Eve was deceived by the serpent.
Yep. Yep.
And then if I could just get one more I had on hold, and that's it on me. Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world. And that's what this world is. Conformed to the so-called white man's way, which puts the woman over the man. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yep. Yep. At the end of the day, a man has privileges that you women don't have, man, at the end of the day. But Esau's giving you this lie that everyone is equal. No, we're not. That's not how the Most High set it up. You see? And just biology in itself just proves that we're not the same, man. You see? Men have things that they can do that women can do, can't do, and the vice versa. That's just how it's set up. And this is why we long for our Lord Yahweh Shai to return, because he's going to set everything back in order and how it's supposed to be. You see, we're going to get our full authority back as men once the Lord Yahweh Shai returns, man. You see? What you got, Shabbat?
I was going to make a point. I was working with this dude, and he was a big old Judite brother, right? We got to talking, and we were talking about the jump shot, you know, and he was saying how like, oh, he was against it and whatnot, but then he ended up telling me he took it, and I was like, oh, why'd you take it? He was like, oh, well, my woman, she works as a nurse, and you know, I was just trying to support her because she had to take it, so I supported her and I took it also, you know, so. You know, that kind of following the woman like that is going to get you destroyed here soon, you know?
I know a Jake that just died yesterday on their Christmas Day from that shit, bro. Woke up dead. Didn't wake up.
So I got one right here, man, because at the end of the day, us men, we are the prize, man. And this is what you women are going to find out, because you've been told in this society that you're the prize, and that's not the case. Because a lot of you women are ran through and woe out. You got children from random niggas that you have nothing to do with now. You see, you're not the prize, man. The men, especially the men of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, we are the prize. You see, we are the golden ticket, man. You see? So let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah 32:1. It says what? Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness. They say nothing about a queen or a princess. A king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And who is that talking about? Yahweh Shai and 144,000, man. We are the ones who are going to rule the earth. And you women are going to be put back in your order. You see, taking care of the household with your mouth closed, man. You see? Rejoicing in you coming back into your perfect order that the Most High has given you. Verse 2 says what? And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And that's what it's going to be, because this is talking about when all hell is breaking loose. You women, hey, when all hell breaks loose, you're going to snap back into that feminine state, man. Naturally. Because you're going to be looking to be taken care of. And guess what? The only protection that you're going to have is coming up under a man of the Lord. Because when we be a part of that number, we're the only ones who are going to be in the proper spirit. All these other men out here, you see, they ain't built to endure what the Lord is about to send here in this place, man. What you got, bro?
Hey, I was gonna say too, man. An example of that you and your woman could be in the middle of a fight, and she's sleeping, you sleeping in one spot, and she's in another, and if somebody breaks in the house, what do you think she's gonna do, man?
Jump
She's
behind.
gonna running at your feet.
Yo.
That's
That's
this is Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Hey, so where is that? I don't cook, I don't clean spirit in that day, man.
Yep.
You're
And
gonna be
that
saying you're gonna be making your own food and taking care of your own clothes. It says,
that also
only let
shows
us be called by that.
and that also
Go ahead,
shows
brother.
that what men are able to have multiple women, because that's what's gonna happen when all hell break loose. So all you women who are in that spirit of rebellion, I can't deal with no man who dealing with multiple women. Yo, you gonna, hey, guess what? You gonna either get with it or get lost, man. You ain't gonna have no choice. Because that's
And
prophecy,
they think
man.
they think that that's something so terrible, man. They think that that's something so terrible, and yet they'll go and run on to a man in the world and get treated like a damn, go to a real demon, man. Because we're
Yep.
coming back into the morals of what true righteousness is, man.
Yep.
You see, so they're coming to be instructed, which is
Hey,
something that they've lacked since since before, man.
The Most High is about to humble you men very greatly, man. You see, he's gonna put a cold spirit on his men that way. If you ain't coming in the right order, we ain't dealing with you. You see, because we are allowed to have multiple women, point blank period.
God.
You see, and that's what's
It's
coming.
it's even in the woman's nature, because we know this, that when you have a woman on your side, man, that's when these other women notice you. So it's already in their nature. They don't look at the dude with no woman. They're checking out the dude that has a woman already. So it's in their nature. But Esau's taught them to contradict nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they're looking for power. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for. That's what the serpent told Eve. That if you believe in the knowledge I have, the secret knowledge that they go to college today to get, they think that are the military to get. They think that they're gonna become powerful by this. And then what do we just see recently? All these women that have jobs, they have careers, they have houses, they have cars, they have all this shit, but they ain't got a man, and they're crying about it.
You know why? Because they're moving in a masculine spirit. That's why they got a problem with you having multiple women, because they feel like, if I can't do it, you can't do it. Nah, that's not how it works, man. And that's why I say the Most High gonna humble you women very greatly when this Isaiah 4:1 comes to pass, man. You gotta go.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, there was one day we were at camp, and there was some woman came, she got done, getting off work, and you could tell she worked at some place where she was, getting paid to, show some legs, so to speak, man. And y'all had, we said something to her, and she started uproaring, and y'all told her, he's like, no, yeah, he was telling you selling your body or something, and Esau came up and tried to defend her. My brother turned around, he said, we taking our women back from Esau. We taking our women back from you, man. And then I remember it kind of resonated later, and I'm like, man, that's right, because Esau has taken them, man. And we're coming up here with proper instruction and showing, the proper way for our people to be. See, and many of you women, man, you ain't gonna, you're gonna figure it out the hard way, man. When all this hell breaks loose. But just finishing this verse, man, many brothers can have it. It says, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Whatever, you got it.
Oh, you gotta read that translation. I think it's the NLT. It says that they'll die maids. You got that? All right, get it.
Because the thing is, in that day, you ain't gonna be begging the men of the Lord for you to get with them, man. Begging. And a lot of you are gonna be rejected. Just because you're in an out of order spirit.
I got the NLT for that. Isaiah 4:1. In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name, so we won't be mocked as old maids. And that old maid means unmarried.
Yeah, and in the Good News translation, that's exactly what it says about of them not enduring the shame of being unmarried.
Yep.
Yeah. What is that translation?
Good News translation.
I was gonna ask you about that because I was doing a sit down and I couldn't find that one.
Oh yeah, this is what's coming. You hold on more.
Yeah, I got one. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." So that's what's going on right now. People are listening to the serpent and trying to, partake in this so-called modern society where the woman is pretty much usurping authority over the man. It's fucking out of order, man.
Yep.
And that's why you have no rest for your souls, man. You got to seek the old path, the way Yahweh Shai set it up for us to walk in, man.
Yep. What you holding, Shabbat? Shabbat, you got one?
I'm just listening. I didn't mean to hit that.
Oh, you good. So I got one right here. This is Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir." And that's what it's coming to, man. And this is what's these same brothers that you are mocking on the highways and byways, beginning with the men of Great Millstone. The Most High is building these men up in the furnace of affliction. You see, as gold tried in the fire. And when it's all said and done, the Most High is making us pure, man. And once again, you have to just be accepting anything from you women, And we're in that spirit now to where we've been filled up so much. We don't care if you leave. You can leave. We're not gonna beg you. We're not gonna do nothing. We that point of our lives that we was walking in before we came into the truth, that shit is over with. Because we don't understand the Most High is in control of all this, man. Just like the Most High bought you, He can replace you with someone else, man. And that's the spirit that we walk. That's the spirit that we move in. You can be replaced because you women are replaceable, man. Point blank, period. The men of the Lord, hey, you can't replace us.
Mhm.
You see, we are your way out. We are your salvation. When all hell breaks loose, if you're not with a man of the Lord, you stand no chance. You know?
So lucky I was trying to I was trying to head.
Gotta
That's the first one. What you got, go?
Oh yeah,
this is just the fourth verse. I forgot I wanted to grab this too earlier. Isaiah 4:4, it says, "When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning."
Mhm.
And
And that's verse daughters. That's talking about the men first, and then the women. If they don't get right, they're gonna die in that fire. It says they shall know it by pain, which were the wives of Yahushua. We have to get in order ourselves.
Sure.
We have to learn how to behave again. Well, that's the same thing with our women. Our women have to get in order to us, just like we're getting order to our Lord.
And that's what we open up with. When you come to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you have to come in the right spirit, the right order. You have to come in the spirit of a man. You see, not being dictated to by no damn woman, not letting your woman just walk and run all over you, do whatever she want to do. Nah, you can't serve the Lord, the Most High that way, man. The Most High is calling for us to be men, and He's giving us the order. How you supposed to take control of your household, man? Point blank, period. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. This is how it's supposed to be, and this is what it's going back to. You see? You got another one, bro?
Yeah, Con. This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, "And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life." So that's a punishment unto man for listening to the woman, for being out of order. Adam, he messed up at first, and we're learning from his mistakes, Things are written the fourth time for our learning.
How many men just celebrated Christmas because their wife told them, "Oh, we got to do it for the kids. We need a tree in the house," which is an idol. And this nigga's like, "Okay, we can put the tree in the house." You see? It all comes behind following the damn woman. The woman is gonna lead a lot of you men to death, man. And this is why we're telling you through the Holy Spirit that you have to depart from that wicked way. That is not the right way. Your mother didn't teach you the right way. Even your father, man. Even if he was there, He didn't raise you up in the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. He was doing what? What his father taught him, man. Happy wife, happy life. She wears the pants. What the fuck? No, she don't. That's not how it's supposed to be, man. And when you put your foot down like that, you are going to lose a lot of women. You see? Because a lot of women in the society do not want to be ruled over, man. They want to be in charge. So if you do lose a woman, hey, okay, it is what it is. You have to stand upon your morals and principles to the death, man. And this is how we have to stand as men. We don't move, we don't budge. You see? We don't bend. The Most High gave us a way that we're supposed to walk in as men, and this is what we do. That all goes back to being in the spirit of obedience, man. If she got a problem with you putting your foot down, telling her what she can and cannot wear, if she got a problem with it, you see, get rid of her. If she got a problem with you not letting her go through your phone, get rid of her. You want to go kick it with your boys, and she got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? And she feel like, well, if you do it, I'm gonna do it too. Get rid of her, man. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. You do not have to put up with that shit as an Israelite man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. How many how many men abandon their children because of the woman?
Yep.
You know, she didn't want you to have a relationship with your kids because they live with the other woman, you know, and then they say, I don't want you to go over there. So then they'll cut off the kid because that one woman don't want you to have that interaction with the other woman.
Yep.
That's wicked, you know? To make your kids bastards, that's a wicked deed, you know. I got something.
You got it.
I just wanted to point out one thing on that Isaiah 4 that Gar got. In verse 4, it says, shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment, which that word judgment is mashapah. And what that is the judgment that is set forth by the law that Yahweh created to his son Yahweh. And by the spirit of burning, which that shows if you don't get right according to the commandment of your husband, you're going to be in that lake of fire. As well as the men. The men, if we don't get right to our husbands, to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, we'll be in the lake of fire. I got 2 Ezra 16, it says in verse 31, even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel through. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. And we understand that. That's why we're doing these videos, telling our people to repent. We're even women, because there's a number of women that are ordained to be saved, you know. So we're doing this out of really agape. What the Christian church claims, this is what we're actually doing, agape. Agape, it's the Greek word for love, and that love means to feast on this truth. Mm-hmm. Did you have something, Nicole?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Everyone said anything else? I mean, I think the point is being made, man. Like, as a man, there's an order that you're supposed to be walking in, man. This is what it has to be. It's harsh at times, you see. Now we do deal with our women as it tells you, deal with them using wisdom. They are the weaker vessel, you see. But if they what's up?
Oh, I just said Khan, but when you're done, I got a couple real quick.
So they are the weaker vessel or whatever, and this is why you have to put your foot down, man. Because at the end of the day, they don't know what the hell they're doing. You see, and we can see just by their actions that they do, the things that they do on the earth, man. These women have no type of real guidance because their mothers were harlots and whores growing up. They're just teaching them, recycling the ways, man. Play the field. Go out here. You don't have to settle down, no man. Right now you're too young for that. Go play the field, and your body count don't matter, this and that, the other, and it's destroying these women, man. Because that's not the proper guidance, you know. Once
And that's why sorry, brother.
you got
That's how you know the wicked rule. A woman, she can have sex at 16, 14 in certain states, but getting married, she can't get married. She can have sex with all kinds of different men at 14, 15, 16, all the way up. But get married, she can't get married till she's, already used up and passed around.
Yup.
God. And not only that, you literally, when she's having sex, that first dude, that's her husband,
Yup.
Even that's out of order.
What you got, Shabbat?
Oh, real quick. Okay, go ahead, call y'all.
All right, this is Ephesians 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. So the man is the savior to the woman. It says, therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, so let the wives be subject to their own husbands in everything. And that shows that you're not supposed to be calling like Kevin Samuels asking for advice. You're supposed to go right to your husband and what do you want me to do? He's supposed to command.
Yup.
It says, husbands, love your wives. Like the brother said, we can't just mistreat our wives. We have to love them also. Even
that goes back to the law that you'd be leading her into adultery, right? You push her out of the house and kick her out for some stupid ass reason.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. It says,
and I just looked up that word subjection, and one of the definitions is under the authority of.
Right.
So literally, God.
It says,
go ahead,
it said to what in all things, man. So in any little aspect, whatever your man thinks is important, then that's important to you.
Right.
You're subject to him in that.
That's why in that Coming to America, remember the good one? He said, what do you like? Anything you like? What is your favorite color? Your favorite color? What is your favorite food? Your favorite food? That's really how it's supposed to be. It says, love your wives, husbands, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. And that's what's really going to happen to the women that come under the wing of the elect men. You're going to be washed because they're going to change their women by saying, don't wear those types of food. Put on a dress. Don't eat the swine. Eat something, clean. We're going to give them status even because when they become, that's the thing that women don't understand. The only way that you could get rank or authority is through a man. See, when you got a job, you might have a job, but you're still just a woman. The only way that you get raised up in rank is through giving birth to children from a man, which makes you a mother. Then you raise them up, and guess what? Then you become a grandmother. There's rank and honor in that position.
That's a good point. Yep. And you great grandmother. Then our women will be living forever. So it's just gonna go up, So
yeah, the honor is gonna go up and up and up.
What's up?
That's right.
Kanak, really quick, I'm gonna just because this is a good example of a man being in order in the scripture and a woman being out of order, and I'll go through it quickly. But I brought it up earlier. It's when David was dancing and celebrating because he had retrieved the Ark of the Covenant, and Saul's daughter, his wife Michal, she was basically just jealous of him and trying to make a big deal of, just trying to control him. Let me read just a couple verses out of it. This is
that reminds me of her father, though. Saul being her father, and what was he like? He was in that same spirit,
Khan. So yeah, for sure. The apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Hey, and that shows you too. Because she was acting like her father, which is natural because that's her father. because that, that's the DNA she got. But then when a woman is with a man, then she's getting the DNA from him. So most of these women got all these different DNA, and it's scientifically proven, man, that travels up to their brain. So
Right.
now you're battling all these demons. Instead of this one demon in particular, we got the example of her father. The modern ones, man, are at a way worse. This is a regular, conversation right here that the brother's about to read this argument within most households, man, in Babylon.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is 2 Samuel 6:16. And like I said, David had just got done retrieving the Ark of the Covenant. So he was happy dancing. And it talks about he was dancing with all his might to the point where his garment fell off, and he was basically naked. So anyway,
his garment didn't fall off. His rod fell off. That's all it was. His garment didn't fall off. Yeah.
Oh, the water. This is verse 16. It says, and as the ark of Yahweh came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before Yahweh, and she despised him in her heart. So she was jealous. She saw him dancing, celebrating before the other women of Israel, and she got jealous.
And that that pisses Eve off when Jake having a good time. Look at this nigga. Can't even have a good time. What the fuck you smiling for? Y'all have their power.
She's out.
I can hear that bitch now, man. I can hear that bitch now.
Yeah, especially in the presence of other women, that jealousy. Them with jealous women, man, that'll piss them off. But anyway, verse 20, I'm gonna jump down to. It says, then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, and right here she's mocking him, talking shit. He gets home now she's talking shit to him. How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain.
I'm saying you gotta see it too, like a Jake woman would do too. She'd be talking.
Yeah. Just being a little bitch, right?
Yeah.
This is who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids and of his servants, who one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself. And David said unto Michal, and so this verse right here going and showing you that David was a real man, because the way he dealt with her.
Did you hear what she said? A vain fellow. King David was not vain, bro. He was.
Yeah, just like us. We got
one of the greatest purposes in the world,
Yeah, you got brothers in this truth, and we're out here doing the work, and some of our women, be hating on it, jealous. Or why they watch the video? Why are you talking to that girl at camp? Why are you talking to her? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Same thing. Yeah. But this is continuing on, verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before Yahweh which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of Yahweh, over Israel. Therefore will I play before Yahweh. So he basically told him, don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm going to do what I do, Jumping down to the last verse, because this was her, basically her judgment, if you will. Verse 23, therefore Michal, daughter of Saul, had no child unto the day of her death. So he closed her, he cut her off,
And David, he said, I'm going to have all those women.
Yep. That was it, Shabbat?
That's it, Ak. That's it.
That's what happens for us, bro. Even if we lose a woman, you're going to get so many women, you ain't even going to worry about that woman. And you're going to get her in the kingdom. Remember that. Whatever you lose, you're going to get 100-fold.
I don't even know. The most I like put that bitch in the back of the line.
Yeah. I'm talking about Israelite women, though. You know what I mean? Israelite women, they will eventually be in the kingdom. But, you may have to go through the lake of fire first.
And so with that, man, if y'all brothers didn't have nothing else, y'all hold it. You got one?
Yeah, I got one more, man. All right, it's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
And that's and for you men first and foremost, like the most I said, my voice is unto the sons of men. The sheep of my flock is who? Men. It's for you to get in order first, man. You see, if these women, if you got a woman you're dealing with, if she don't want to get in order, she refuses to, drop her ass, man. You see, keep it pushing. The most I'll give you somebody else. Point blank period. But this is what we have to embody, man. You see? Everything that you've been taught about what a man is here in the society is wrong. You see? You learn how to be a man by coming and following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. You see? So with that, man, if y'all doesn't have anything else, you know.
I got one more just to back what you said. We don't have nobody saying that, because in 1 Corinthians 7, it says in verse 14, it says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases. But Yahweh Yahushai had called us.
So yeah, man. If you're a believer, your significant other wants to leave, let them go. Point blank period. Let them go. Because for you men, the Most High gonna bring you more wives. For you women, you might be one of those wives that the Most High brings to the Lord. So just stay in your order. You women, you sisters, you sincere sisters who are listening, stay in your order. If you have a husband, be obedient to your husband. And if for you brothers who have women, deal with them with care, love them, you see, but you still have to put that authority down because you are the head of the household. No one, your woman does not dictate to you, man. What up?
I believe that was Peter that said that, right? He sacrificed families, wives, children, households. There you go, man. Hey, you got to bear the cross, man.
Yep. So with that, man, the point has been made. Lord willing, that was edifying to all you brothers and you sincere sisters who were listening. But with that, we're gonna give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Yash.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash.
Hey, double honors to you, apostles and others, a great millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahushua, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let I get out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua created us to do. With that, we say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Abba.
Shalom.